Chosen ones, why struggles are the most powerful spiritual gifts for you. Have you ever stopped and wondered why life seems to hit you harder than most people? Why, just when you think you're standing strong, another wave comes crashing down, threatening to knock you off balance again? Let's start with a question that might shake you to your core. What if the struggles you've faced weren't obstacles to your growth, but the very fuel for it? What if, instead of cursing them, you realized that your struggles are the most powerful spiritual gifts you'll ever receive? I know, it's not easy to see it that way. When life is breaking you down, when you're in the middle of heartbreak, loss, failure, or rejection, it feels like a punishment. It feels unfair. Maybe you've even asked yourself, why me? Why do I have to go through this when others seem to have it so easy? But let me tell you something, the fact that you're asking why is the first sign that you're one of the chosen ones. Why? Because chosen ones don't just accept life at face value. They question it. They dig deeper. They look for meaning even in their pain. And that's where the transformation begins. Struggles are not random. They are not meaningless. They are your initiation. Think about it, every great story, every hero, every legend begins with struggle. The hero doesn't become the hero by living an easy, comfortable life. They become the hero because they are tested again and again until they break open, until they discover the strength, courage, and wisdom that were buried deep within them all along. And you, my friend, are no different. Your struggles are shaping you, refining you, preparing you for something greater than you can imagine. Let me ask you another question. When was the last time you learned something truly profound when everything was going perfectly? Probably never, right? Comfort doesn't push us to grow. Ease doesn't challenge us to dig deeper. It's the moments of struggle, the moments when we feel lost, broken, and defeated, that force us to look within and find something we didn't know we had. Struggles crack us open. They strip away the illusions, the masks, the false identities we've built to protect ourselves. And in that raw, vulnerable state, we come face to face with our true selves. But here's the thing, most people resist this process. They fight their struggles. They run from their pain. They numb themselves with distractions, addictions, or denial, hoping to avoid the discomfort. And in doing so, they miss the gift. They miss the chance to grow, to evolve, to awaken. So let me ask you, what would happen if, instead of resisting your struggles, you embraced them? What if you saw them not as enemies, but as teachers? What if you realized that every challenge you face is a step on the path to becoming who you were always meant to be?
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
Here's a truth that might be hard to swallow. The universe doesn't care about your comfort. It cares about your growth. It doesn't care about keeping you safe or protected or sheltered from pain. It cares about pushing you, stretching you, breaking you open so that you can step into your power. And as a chosen one, your path will not be easy. It's not supposed to be. You were not chosen for a life of ease. You were chosen for a life of purpose, and purpose requires growth. It requires strength. It requires transformation, and transformation is born from struggle. Think about the most beautiful things in nature. A diamond is formed under intense pressure. A pearl is created through irritation. A butterfly emerges only after the struggle of breaking free from its cocoon. The same is true for you. Your struggles are the pressure, the irritation, the cocoon that are shaping you into something extraordinary. But here's the catch: you have to allow the process to happen. You have to trust it, even when it's painful, even when it doesn't make sense, even when it feels like it's breaking you. Now, you might be thinking, that sounds great in theory, but how do I actually do that? How do I embrace my struggles when they feel so overwhelming? The first step is to shift your perspective. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What is this teaching me?" Every struggle carries a lesson. Maybe it's teaching you patience or resilience or compassion. Maybe it's forcing you to let go of something that no longer serves you. Maybe it's showing you how strong you really are. Whatever the lesson, it's there. Your job is to find it. The second step is to stop identifying with your struggles. You are not your pain. You are not your failures. You are not your mistakes. These are things you experience, not who you are. When you stop identifying with your struggles, you create space to see them for what they really are: opportunities for growth. And in that space, you can begin to respond to them with curiosity and grace, rather than resistance and fear. The third step is to trust the process. This is the hardest part, I know. When you're in the middle of a struggle, it's almost impossible to see the bigger picture. It's like being in the middle of a storm and trying to imagine the sunshine. But the sunshine is there, even if you can't see it yet. Trust that the universe has a plan for you. Trust that everything you're going through is happening for a reason, even if that reason isn't clear right now. Trust that your struggles are not breaking you, they're building you. So, let me ask you one final question. What if, instead of fearing your struggles, you leaned into them? What if you saw them not as obstacles, but as gifts? What if you realized that your greatest pain could become your greatest power? Because that's the truth. The struggles you've faced, the ones you're facing right now, are not here to destroy you. They're here to shape you, to refine you, to awaken you to the power and purpose that have been inside you all along. The alchemy of pain, transforming struggles into spiritual gold. So here you are, standing in the fire of your struggles, trying to make sense of the chaos. The question now is this: what will you do with your pain? Will you let it consume you, or will you transform it? Because pain, my friend, is energy, and like all energy, it can be directed, transmuted, and alchemized into something extraordinary. It can either break you or build you. It all depends on how you choose to work with it. Let me share something profound with you. Pain is not the enemy. Resistance to pain is. When we resist our struggles, when we fight them, deny them, or avoid them, we create suffering. Suffering is not the pain itself, it's the story we attach to the pain. It's the belief that this shouldn't be happening, or I can't handle this, or my life is ruined because of this. But what if you let go of the story? What if you simply allowed the pain to be what it is: a wave of energy moving through you, here to cleanse, to teach, to awaken? Think of it like this: when you're lifting weights, your muscles tear in order to grow stronger. The pain you feel in the gym isn't a signal that something's wrong, it's a sign that transformation is happening. Struggles in life are the same. They tear apart the parts of you that are no longer serving your growth, the versions of you that are too small to hold your potential. And yes, it hurts. But that hurt is the birthplace of your power. So how do you transform your pain into power? The first step is to feel it. This might sound counterintuitive because everything in us wants to run from pain. We distract ourselves with work, with entertainment, with relationships, with anything that keeps us from sitting with our discomfort. But here's the thing: if you don't allow yourself to feel your pain, you can't heal it. You can't transform it. You have to go through it to get to the other side. Take a moment to ask yourself, when was the last time I let myself really feel my pain? Not analyze it, not numb it, not push it away, but simply feel it. Sit with it. Breathe through it. It's terrifying, I know. Pain can feel like this massive, overwhelming force that's going to swallow you whole. But the truth is, when you stop resisting it, it loses its power over you. It becomes just another sensation, another experience, another teacher. The second step is to find the lesson. Every struggle carries wisdom. Every heartbreak, every failure, every loss has something to teach you. Maybe it's teaching you patience. Maybe it's teaching you resilience. Maybe it's teaching you to let go of control, to surrender, to trust. Or maybe it's showing you something about yourself that you've been afraid to see. Whatever the lesson, it's there. And when you find it, when you embrace it, your pain starts to transform into wisdom. Let me ask you this: what if the pain you're feeling right now is the exact thing you need to grow into the person you're meant to be? What if the universe isn't trying to punish you, but to prepare you, to shape you, to refine you? Because here's the truth: you have a calling, you have a purpose, and your struggles are not random. They are the curriculum for your awakening. They are the tools the universe is using to mold you into the person you need to become to fulfill your purpose. The third step in transforming your struggles is to share your story. There's a reason why the people who inspire us the most are the ones who've been through the fire. Their pain has become their purpose. Their wounds have become their wisdom. When you share your struggles not from a place of victimhood, but from a place of empowerment, you create connection. You create healing. You remind others that they're not alone in their pain, and you show them what's possible on the other side of it. Think about it. How many times have you been inspired by someone who overcame incredible odds? Someone who turned their pain into art, into leadership, into service, into love. That person could be you. Your struggles could become the very thing that lights the way for someone else. But first, you have to own them. You have to stop hiding from them, stop being ashamed of them, and start seeing them for what they really are: gifts. The final step in this alchemy is to use your pain as fuel. Pain is raw energy. It's powerful. And when you channel it into something meaningful, it becomes unstoppable. Think of the artists who've created masterpieces from their heartbreak. Think of the leaders who've built movements from their suffering. Think of the healers who've turned their own wounds into medicine for others. You have that power too. Whatever your gift is, whether it's writing, speaking, creating, or simply being a source of love and light in the lives of those around you, your pain can fuel it. Your struggles can become the foundation of your purpose. Let me leave you with this thought: what if your greatest pain is also your greatest gift? What if the very thing you've been trying to escape is the key to your awakening? What if your struggles are not breaking you, but breaking you open? Because that's what struggles do. They crack us open so that something greater can emerge. You have a choice. You can let your pain close you off, harden you, and make you bitter. Or you can let it open you, soften you, and make you wise. You can let your struggles define you, or you can let them refine you. The choice is yours. And when you choose to transform your pain into power, when you choose to see your struggles as spiritual gifts, you don't just change your own life, you change the world. Embracing the forge why struggle is the path to your divine potential now that we've explored the transformative power of pain. Let's turn our attention to the bigger picture, the idea that struggles aren't just experiences you endure, but are intentional tools designed to awaken your divine potential. I want you to consider this: what if every challenge, every heartbreak, every moment of despair was placed in your path not to harm you, but to shape you? What if your struggles are the forge, the sacred fire that burns away everything you're not, so that the purest version of who you are can emerge? Think about the most profound moments of growth in your life. Were they born from comfort, ease, and success? Or were they born from the moments that forced you to your knees? The truth is, the times when life feels the hardest are often the times when the most profound transformations are taking place. It's in those moments of struggle that you are being prepared, refined, and strengthened for something greater than you can yet imagine. Here's a paradox that many people struggle to accept: growth requires discomfort. A seed has to push through the darkness of the soil before it can reach the light. A caterpillar must dissolve completely in the cocoon before it can emerge as a butterfly. And you, as a spiritual being, must endure the pressure, the heat, and the breaking open that come with struggle if you are to step into your divine potential. But why does it have to be this way? Why can't growth happen without the pain? The answer lies in the nature of transformation. To become something greater, you must let go of what no longer serves you. And letting go isn't always gentle. It often feels like loss. It feels like grief. It feels like the ground is being ripped out from under you. But this is the process of shedding the old to make room for the new. It's the universe removing the layers of fear, doubt, and limitation that have kept you small, so that your true self, the limitless, powerful, divine self, can emerge. Let me ask you this: what are you holding on to right now that's keeping you from stepping into your potential? Maybe it's a belief that you're not good enough. Maybe it's a fear of failure, or rejection, or change. Maybe it's a version of yourself that feels safe but no longer fits the person you're becoming. Whatever it is, struggle arises when life challenges you to let go of these things. It's not trying to punish you, it's trying to free you. The key to embracing the forge is surrender. And I don't mean giving up or resigning yourself to suffering. I mean surrendering to the process, trusting that the struggles you're facing are not random or meaningless, but intentional and purposeful. Trusting that the universe knows exactly what it's doing, even when you don't. This kind of surrender requires faith, not blind faith, but the kind of faith that comes from knowing, deep in your soul, that you are being guided, even in the darkest moments. But surrender doesn't mean passivity. It doesn't mean sitting back and waiting for life to happen to you. It means showing up fully, even when it's hard. It means asking yourself, how can I grow from this? How can I use this experience to become stronger, wiser, and more aligned with my purpose? This shift in perspective is where the magic happens. When you stop seeing struggles as obstacles and start seeing them as opportunities, you reclaim your power. Here's a practical way to do this. The next time you're faced with a struggle, instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What is this teaching me?" Write it down. Reflect on it. And then take action, no matter how small, that aligns with the lesson you're learning. If your struggle is teaching you patience, practice slowing down and being present. If it's teaching you resilience, take one small step forward, even if it feels difficult. These small actions add up. They create momentum. And before you know it, you'll look back and realize that the very struggle you thought would break you has become the foundation of your strength. But there's another piece to this puzzle, and it's one that many people overlook: gratitude. It might sound impossible to be grateful for your struggles when you're in the thick of them, but gratitude is one of the most powerful spiritual tools you have. It shifts your focus from what you've lost to what you're gaining. It reminds you that even in the midst of pain, there is beauty, there is growth, there is grace. Gratitude doesn't mean pretending everything is okay when it's not. It means recognizing that even your struggles are part of a greater plan. So let me ask you, can you be grateful for the fire? Can you see it not as something that's burning you, but as something that's refining you? Because it is. Every moment of struggle is a moment of transformation. Every tear, every setback, every heartbreak is shaping you into the person you are meant to become. And when you embrace the forge, when you surrender to the process, when you trust that your struggles are here to serve you, you open yourself up to a kind of growth that is nothing short of divine. You are not being broken. You are being built. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. And when you come out of the forge, you will not be the same. You will be stronger. You will be stronger. You will be wiser. you will be more aligned with your purpose than ever before. This is the gift of struggle. This is the path of the chosen ones. The rise of the chosen ones, claiming your power through struggle. Now we reach the final, most important step in this journey, the rise. This is where everything shifts, where the struggles you've endured, the pain you've alchemized, and the lessons you've learned come together to awaken your power. Because here's the ultimate truth: you are not defined by your struggles. You are defined by what you do with them. And what you do with them will determine whether you remain stuck in survival or step into the fullness of your destiny as one of the chosen ones. Let me ask you something. What if everything you've been through was a test not to break you, but to prepare you? The struggles, the heartbreak, the failures, they weren't random. They were precise. They were chosen for you because they contained the exact lessons you needed to grow into the person you were always meant to be. The chosen path is not easy, but it is purposeful. And now, it's time to claim the power that has been forged in the fire of your struggles. To rise as a chosen one means to shift your identity. It means no longer seeing yourself as a victim of your circumstances, but as the creator of your reality. It means recognizing that your struggles are not things that happen to you, they are things that happen for you. This shift is everything. When you stop asking, "Why me?" and start asking, "What now?" you take back your power. You move from being reactive to proactive, from helpless to unstoppable. But rising also requires action. Spiritual growth is not just about inner reflection, it's about how you bring that transformation into the world. So let me ask you, what are you going to do with the wisdom your struggles have given you? Because wisdom without action is wasted potential. It's like planting a seed and never watering it. Your struggles have gifted you tools: resilience, empathy, courage, patience. How will you use them? How will you let them shape the way you live, love, and lead? One of the most profound ways to rise is to serve. When you take the lessons from your struggles and use them to uplift others, you step into your true power. You turn your pain into purpose. You become not just someone who has survived, but someone who inspires. And here's the beautiful thing: when you help others rise, you rise even higher. The chosen ones are not here to walk alone. They are here to create ripples of transformation that extend far beyond themselves. But rising isn't a one-time event, it's a practice. Life will continue to challenge you. Struggles will still come. But as a chosen one, you now have the tools to face them. You know that struggles are not the end of the road, they are the beginning of a new chapter. You know that pain is not your enemy, it is your teacher. And you know that every challenge is an opportunity to rise even higher. So, I leave you with this: who will you become because of your struggles? Will you let them close you off, or will you let them open you up? Will you let them define you, or will you define yourself through them? The choice is yours, and it is in this choice that your true power lies. You are not here to merely survive, you are here to thrive. You are here to rise. This is your time. The forge has done its work. The lessons have been learned. The pain has been transformed. You are stronger, wiser, and more aligned than ever before. Now, step forward. Take the power that has always been yours. And rise, chosen one. The world is waiting for you.